everyone, welcome back to another story reading. I hope you all have been staying healthy and active. Today, before we read our story, I would like to talk to you all about the publication house that has released our story. Now, firstly, what is a publication house? A publication house is a company that publishes books. Now, if stories are not printed on paper and bound into a book, how would we read them? That is where a publication house comes in handy. Today, our story comes from the Indian publication house called Katha. Katha was started in 1988 and it was started with only one goal in mind: to ensure that children all across our country and even the world have access to stories. Now, Katha early on realized that children living in the remote areas of our country, in villages, etc., are first generation learners. And because of that, they find it a little difficult to follow the difficult and complex storylines of the already published books. Which is why Katha decided to ensure that all of their books are not only colorful and beautiful, they are easy to follow and understand. Another very interesting thing about Katha is that they take stories from different parts of the country in their local languages and translate them into 21 different Indian languages and 12 foreign languages, out of which English is one. Today, we are going to be reading one such book. This story comes to us all the way from Kerala. Do you know the local language of Kerala? Yes, it's Malayalam. Do you think you will be able to understand Malayalam? Or at least some words in Malayalam? Well, let's find out. I have a fun and quick exercise for you all. So, let's get to it. So here is my quick exercise. As we know, the story comes to us from Kerala. Hence, it was originally told in Malayalam. Now, as we read this story, we are going to come across these few Malayalam words. They are Muttashi, Katha, and Karadan Chattans. Muttashi, Katha, Karadan Chattans. Do you think you know the meaning of these words? Well, if you don't, it doesn't matter. Keep these words in mind as we read the story. We will find out at the end of the story how many of you have discovered the meaning of these three Malayalam words. Let's begin with our story. The Glass Tree by M. Mukundan, art by Poonam Atale. The Glass Tree by M. Mukundan, art by Poonam Atale, translated from the Malayalam by K. M. Sherif and Nirada Suresh. Published by Katha. Unni, said Muttashi, tell me a story. Only Unni's stories could put his grandmother to sleep. Unni is in class 2. His classes at school are in full swing and he has lots of homework to do. Just a small story, Unni, Muttashi pleaded. And Unni Katha. Muttashi's face lit up when Unni said, Shall I tell you the story of the glass tree? Snuggling up to Muttashi, Unni stared at the wall in front of him. It was a bare wall. No framed photographs, not even showpieces. The first picture that appeared on it was that of a short, stubby man in a palanquin. He wore thick earrings made of gold. The many rings on his pudgy fingers were gold too. "Look, Muttashi," said Unni, "that is the chief. His name is Kuruman Panikan." Kuruman was surrounded by attendants and a lamp bearer. The light of the lamp fell in front of the palanquin like a smudge of pale gold. Kuruman has, as usual, come to pray to the stone idol under the huge champaka tree. Unni told Muttashi as an immense champaka tree appeared on the white wall. It was heavy with flowers that filled the air with a lovely fragrance. As Kuruman prayed, a stranger came and stood before him. "I am Melkoran," said the stranger, and bowed, his hands folded in respect. "I come from the west." "What do you want?" asked Kuruman. "Your tree is old. It will die one day," Melkoran said, pointing to the huge champaka tree. The leaves of the tree rustled, the wind murmured, and the Karadan Chatans, birds with wings of many colors, stirred in their nests of dried grass. "I can make you a beautiful new tree that will never grow old nor ever shed its leaves," said Melkoran. "Really?" asked Kuruman, fascinated by the idea of a tree that would never die. "All right then," he said with a wave of his hand. "Start your work at once." Dawn was breaking. The treetops gleamed white. The oil in the lamp next to the goddess was running out. Melkoran brought his axe. Crash! The champaka tree, which was as old as the earth, was dead. The food-seeking birds came flying back. They flew in helpless circles, trying to protect their babies. They hovered over their felled friend. Mukundan began work on his tree. Gently, with great care, he shaped the roots and the trunk. The branches came next. For the leaves and flowers, he used green and white glass. Every vein and stem he carved with love. One and a half years went by. The tree glittered and shone in the sun. The colors of sunrise and sunset filtered through the glass leaves. People came from far and near to see the fantastic glass tree. Only Panikan can do something like this, they all said. Yes, the glass tree was indeed very beautiful. Yet, its flowers had no smell. Its branches held glittering glass nests, but no birds rested there, and no child climbed its branches. And so, Kuruman Panikan faded from the wall. Unni's story came to an end. Can a glass tree ever be a real tree, Muttashi? Asked Unni. But Muttashi was fast asleep. And that brings us to the end of our story. I hope you all enjoy that story. Do you remember those 3 Malayalam words that I introduced to you at the start of the story? Did you all try and guess what those words mean? Shall we find out if any of your guesses were correct? First word, Muttashi. Muttashi means grandmother in Malayalam. Unnikatha. Unnikatha means short story in Malayalam. Karadan Chattans. That is a name of a bird in Malayalam. I hope all of you all at least tried to guess the meaning of these words, and I hope some of you all were even right. Isn't that amazing? We learned 3 new Malayalam words without anybody's help by just reading a story. I think that is the true power of stories. I hope you all keep reading stories. Now that brings us to the activity. For today's activity, you will require the help of an elder, a parent, or a grandparent. What you have to do is you have to go up to them and request them to share with you a story in your mother tongue. This story could be a story that they have heard from their parents or grandparents, or they have heard while they were growing up. Now, Listen to this story carefully. Listen to it once, listen to it twice. And then I want you to write this story in your own words in English and send it to me. In the coming weeks, I would love to read a few of these stories on our video sessions. So, take a picture and email it to me at sharonschool.library@gmail.com. I hope you all enjoyed today's reading. I know I did. Until we meet again, see you soon. Thank you for participating in the activity last week. Here are some of the images sent by students.